every year in the month of May, we chant liberation. We gather every year in the month of May, 'cause we are one black nation. And we celebrate all our victory and prepare for each new fight. We vanquish all down pressure, whether black, yellow, brown or white. 'Cause black struggle international in this year time, and we want liberation now. After we struggle, I go on in North America, me say we want liberation now. After we struggle, I go on in the Caribbean, me say we want liberation now. After we struggle, I go on in Canada, me say we want liberation now. After we struggle, I go on in South America, me say we want liberation now. After we struggle, I go on in Europe, me say we want liberation now. After we struggle, I go on in Britain, man, me say we want liberation now. After we struggle, I go on in Asia, me say we want liberation now. After we struggle, I go on in Australia, me say we want liberation now. And so we trot down the road and it a cause sensation. Behind the colors of the new black nation, I step into the valleys in the shadow of the wicked, just a chant liberation. Tell it to the nation, what we want to see is Africa strong and free. We sing it in a reggae song all the time. Say what is to be has got to be. Africa shall be free. Who are we? Africans. What do we want? Freedom. And we say, how do we get it? Fight. We must fight to defend the truth and defend the right. It's Africa Liberation Day. The true black spirit is here to stay. Before this power, no one life is here. Freedom come, what me? Freedom come, what me? And the white them who were standing by were watching fearful, wondering, saying, who are these people who walk so proud? Who are these people who chant so loud? Are these not they who live in darkness and to whom we have given light? Are these not the sons and daughters of the savage who we have taught to read and write? Have we not taught them our history and honor them with our culture? And brought them into our great house to serve and stand at our great table? Have we not granted them what they deserve? Well, African proverbs say that only those who can listen can learn, and who can hear go and feel. We are the sheep of the pasture, and now we shall inherit our land. And we are also the lion, against who none shall stand. We are the sons and daughters of the original nation that gave to this world first knowledge of civilization. We were the victim of the white savage to whom we stretch out our hand, and not knowing they came to plunder, kill and slave our people and destroy our land. So now we step it down the road and it a cause sensation. Behind the colors of the new black nation and a one chant liberation. And we say, who are we? Africans. What do we want? Freedom. And we say, how do we get it? Fight, we must fight. We defend the truth and defend the right. This is Africa Liberation Day. A true black spirit is here to stay. Before this power, no one life this day. Freedom come, what me? A freedom come, what me? A freedom come, what me? What me?
Ghana, democracy under fire. Delving deep into the political theatre of Ghana in the lead up to the general election in December 2024. We welcome activist, organizer and writer Bonchi Anyete as our regular co-host and analyst, breaking down the dynamics in his unique and entertaining way. Tune in to our very first show, Decoding Ghana's Political Theatre, Tuesday, the 27th of February, 2024, from 8 p.m. GMT, live on gotkushTV. And we look forward to you joining us every fourth Tuesday of the month throughout 2024. Ghana, democracy under fire. This is a show not to be missed. Haiti and CARICOM. We speak to Ambassador David Commission, Barbados Ambassador to CARICOM, who will break down CARICOM's recent policies in addressing the crisis in Haiti. Then, we engage in-depth analysis with a panel of experts, including Jafrik Haiti, Kabu Ma'at Keru, Brother Leader Bandaka. Is CARICOM doing right by the people of Haiti? Should America, Canada, France, and the UN even be at the table? Is there a better solution? All this and more explored live on gotkushTV. Fire burn them dirty king, blaze up them dirty king, fire burn them king, send him disastrous, and time he fast with us, ancestors walk with us, fire burn them king. Tendai Mwari, be thankful unto the Mother, Father, creative life force of the universe, Kudzai, Mudzimu, Mokuro. We say, give praises unto our great ancestors because our ancestors are worthy to be praised. Abibi Tumi, Abibi Fahodi, African power and African liberation for all African people. Greetings and welcome, brothers and sisters. To another edition live of Zivanayi, Mekwitak, in the building, Mekwitak. Yes, indeed, kings and queens, we are here for another session of Zivanayi. We want to encourage you to like up the video as you come through and share the link far and wide, brothers and sisters. Let the people know that ShakaRa is live right here now on gotkushTV. You know what I mean? Spreading that good Pan-African energy all over the interface, kings and queens. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? We also encourage you, if you are not subscribed to gotkushTV, do subscribe to gotkushTV. And if you would like to support gotkushTV in the development of independent, increasingly independent Pan-African media, brothers and sisters, we encourage you to, if you are so moved, hit up the Patreon. Yes, indeed, brothers and sisters, contribute to our Patreon. Yes, indeed, brothers and sisters, our Patreon. You can make a financial contribution either on a one-off or a monthly basis. We appreciate you all. Stay tuned for merchandise. You know what I'm saying? Even 1-2 book sale. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's the thing there, brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? Even in the month of Messiah, might do our 1-2 giveaway. You know what I mean? We have to do 2 giveaway, you know, of some Messiah titles, brothers and sisters, you know. As them say, you know, money have to make in this time, brothers and sisters. And so we are looking to increase our capacity to generate funds in order to grow our media platform and produce more content for you all, brothers and sisters. And so do stay tuned for all of the good stuff. But in the meantime, between time, we encourage you, if you are so moved, to hit up the Patreon. There is no obligation, but all contributions are gratefully received, brothers and sisters. All right, we would like for you to also follow us on all social media at gotkushTV, on all social media, once again at gotkushTV, on all social media, to stay in tune with us. You can also, if you go to our website, gotkushtv.com, you'll find a link to our Telegram group where you can receive notifications direct, live and direct, brothers and sisters, to your phone. You don't know. And we are making sure that we keep you in tune with everything that I go on right about now. So this is Zivanayi. Zivanayi is a beautiful word spoken in the Shona language of Zimbabwe, which simply means let us get to know each other. Make we talk, make we talk, make we talk, make we talk, brothers and sisters. And as you can see, I've titled the show today, So Much Trouble in the World. Yes, indeed, brothers and sisters. Plenty of things that go on in the world. And right now, I don't necessarily, have a mad specific topic that I want to get into myself today. I just figured I'm going to leave it open. So I've already shared the link, brothers and sisters. So anytime you want, click the link and come through. Feel free to click the link and come through. Raise any point that you want. We can have any conversation that you want to have. You know what I'm saying? I will talk about other few things, you know what I'm saying? But I don't have a specific kind of, direction like I would normally do for a Zivanayi. And sometimes I'm going to do it like this, brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? Just open the floor and see what comes. Yeah, see what comes back in terms of conversation points. There is a video I'm going to share with you because I've been mentioning a particular event in dancehall. Excuse me, for a few shows now. So I figured it'd be good to show it to you. Yeah, what I have been mentioning in the dancehall space, brothers and sisters. But we're going to get into that shortly. So again, the link is already in the chat. So anything you want to talk about, feel free to click the link and we will have the conversation. Yes, we will have the conversation. All right, brothers and sisters. I've also pinned the link to the top of the chat. So anytime you want to come through, Ono can come through. Let me check out the chat right about now. In fact, I'll do the chat in a second. Shout out to everybody who has been following closely our We Stand with IET series. Yeah, it's been a powerful one so far, and trust me, more powers to come in terms of information and analysis on what is taking place in IET and in the region of the Caribbean. I am very pleased to say that we have secured an interview with Brother David Commission, who is the Barbados ambassador to CARICOM. Yes, particularly on matters of reparations and so on. But he is the Barbados ambassador to CARICOM. And so he has agreed to join us on next week, Ujama Day, Wednesday, the 24th of April, whereby we will be interrogating CARICOM's position in relation to IET at this moment. It is no secret to anybody who's been watching this show and our We Stand With IET series that I am entirely critical, yes, of CARICOM actions in this moment in time. But I have given Brother David Commission, Ambassador David Commission, the assurance that I will give him a fair hearing, even if the questions are of a specifically pointed nature, brothers and sisters. And even with that, we shall be also engaging in analysis of the CARICOM position following my conversation with Ambassador David Commission. We will be inviting a panel of guests to come and analyze the situation. And I am very pleased with this panel. It's a very, very powerful panel. And the panel features Brother Jafrik Aiti, who is a son of the soil of IET and an activist who will be joining us, brothers and sisters, to analyze the CARICOM position. We will be joined by Sister Kabu Ma'at Keru, who is of IRI FM fame, of the Africa Forum fame on IRI FM, based in Jamaica, brothers and sisters. She'll be coming through to help us analyze the situation. And also, my father, Brother Leader Bandaka, will also be coming through to analyze the situation. So, may I tell you no, say, on no one miss them show ya. Yeah, may I tell you no, say, on no one miss them show ya. Serious things are going to go on upon them show ya. Serious conversation, serious analysis. On no one miss them show ya, brothers and sisters. All right. So, once again, this is coming true to you on Ujama Day next week, Wednesday, the 24th of April. Brother Ambassador David Commission of Barbados and CARICOM Following him, we have Brother Jafrik Aiti, Kabu, Sister Kabu Ma'at Keru, and Brother Leader Bandaka. Yeah, so especially those of us who are living in the Caribbean, please share that show far and wide. Yeah, please share that show far and wide. You'll find the information all over our social media. Wherever you're following us, you'll find it in the Telegram group, in the WhatsApp group. We have a WhatsApp group as well. And all of these things, brothers and sisters. All right. So make sure you do that. Make sure you do that. Make sure you do that. Yeah, because I want our brothers and sisters in the Caribbean, yes, to be fully aware of what is taking place. If you're there, Canada, spread the information far and wide about them show there, because Canada is very much involved in the Shegri Wagwan in a Haiti at the moment, brothers and sisters. If you're there in the United States of America, yes, share the information far and wide. Make sure the place is full. And I'm saying that because not a lot of people are speaking to representatives of CARICOM at the moment, asking questions and analyzing the positions of CARICOM. Yes. And so whereas there are many who are critical of CARICOM, this is an opportunity for us to engage with a representative of CARICOM and interrogate the thing live and direct, and then engage with some a little bit more in-depth analysis with a specific panel, brothers and sisters. And so I've also thrown out a couple open invitations, and so one or two other brothers and sisters may come through, but we're going to keep the panel focused, yes, and specific. All right. So I'm gonna share information one more time. I'm gonna do it a few times throughout the show, brothers and sisters. Yeah, this is coming to you 24th of April. We have Ambassador David Commission of CARICOM, Barbados ambassador to CARICOM, is coming through. All right. Then we have Brother Jafrik Aiti, Sister Kabu Ma'at Keru, and Brother Leader Bandaka coming through to analyze the thing, brothers and sisters. Following that, on the 28th of April, we have our sister Mama Ezilidanto. Yes, we have our sister Mama Ezilidanto. And for those who know Sister Ezilidanto, her work precedes her. She is a human rights lawyer, among many other things, brothers and sisters, a daughter of the soil of Haiti, and a woman who has been championing the people of Haiti for many, many years, brothers and sisters. Yes, 30, 40 years, I'm sure. You will not find better analysis anywhere else. There are people who are approaching as good as her and as good as her. But I guarantee you that as far as what is taking place in Haiti over the years, you will not find better information and analysis than what our Mama Ezilidanto provides. And so I'm asking brothers and sisters to come to you once again, yes, on the 28th of April, as we continue our We Stand With Haiti series. Yes, brothers and sisters, we're not stopping, we're not take our foot off of the gas when it comes to Haiti, right? You know, we're gonna go fully in, brothers and sisters. Yes, we are planning some other interviews behind the scenes. I'm securing up some dates with some brothers and sisters who have agreed to come on the platform and present their information for you from different perspectives. Yeah, so we're going to be getting different perspectives. I won't go into the details of all of that right now, but trust me, we are going to bring you high quality news and analysis on the situation in Haiti in the coming months. We're now ramp inside. I say we're now ramp inside. Brothers and sisters. Stay tuned for more information. Well, I'm working out our next installment of Ghana Democracy Under Fire. Democracy. Crazy demonstration of crazy demonstration. We're working out that next episode, brothers and sisters, right about now. It's going to be coming to you next week, so do stay tuned. And there's more to come and all of these things. I want to also let you know, brothers and sisters, I want to also let you know that on the 1st of May, we're going to kick off the month of Africa Liberation Day with Elder Cecil Gutsmore, who will be delivering a presentation on race in the hands of white power since the Holocaust. Yes, indeed. The 1st of May, 2024, brothers and sisters. That's the 1st of next month. We're going to be dealing with race in the hands of white power since the Holocaust. This presentation from our elder will begin at 7 p.m. UK time and 2 p.m. EST, brothers and sisters. And so, no one miss that one, then neither. And our elder is open to receiving questions and comments from the floor also. But we're going to be analyzing the extent to which the Western world, the white world, has played with the concept of race in order to maintain its power and its hegemony in today's world, brothers and sisters. And so you don't want to miss that one there. Yeah, you don't want to miss that one. That's going to be interesting. You know what I'm saying? So do come through and check out the word sounds of Elder Cecil Gutsmore. Serious business are going, kings and queens. Serious business are going. We're going to share the information to those shows a little bit more later on. I'm opening the floor from now. So if you want to come through, if you want to come through, you can feel free to click the link right about now. One brother has done that already. I'm going to bring you through soon, my brother. Stay tuned. And we are going to get into things. There was one thing I was going to say before I get into something else, but I can't remember what it is. So let me shout out the chat. And big up Set Imhotep in the building. We're going big up Dr. Talawa. Oh, you mean? Brother Anthony is in the building. Meloman Deya and Mush Deya as well. Don't know, giving thanks. Bigging up all the silent listeners and viewers. We appreciate you also. Big up everybody that came through the Hidden Truth yesterday, Nubian Tuesdays, hosted by our good brother Andrew Muhammad. I was invited to speak on IET. Yes, I was invited to speak on IET. And when brother Andrew asked me to do it, I said to him, brother, there are people that I would put before myself, on the subject. And he said, I want you to do it, my brother. And I said, I agreed. And so because it's an Ojima Day, a Tuesday, it meant that I had to postpone our regular Zivanayi session because it was an honor to be invited, and I was asked to speak and stand with our people in IET. And so I had to take up that call. And so we give thanks for all of you who are patient with us, but even more, give thanks to all of you who actually signed up yesterday and came through the session. And I don't even know who did that, right? But I appreciate all of the regular viewers of gotkushTV who came through yesterday to Nubian Tuesdays to stand with the people of IET. There was nearly 700 people in the place, you know what I'm saying, who and the feedback has been phenomenal in terms of what the ancestors blessed me to be able to present, brothers and sisters. And so I'm humbled. I give thanks, and any little contribution that I can make to highlighting and elucidating the situation of our people in IET, it's a willing effort, brothers and sisters. And so I give thanks to you all. And I want to say one thing on this, and then we're going to get into some next vibrations, brothers and sisters. There is I've been saying over the series of a few shows here that when Aristide was overthrown and kidnapped in 2004, that debate took place in Jamaica, all right, in Jamaica on the subject. And so what I'm going to do is just, because I've said that on more than one occasion, what I want to do is just make sure that I bring you the actual video of that so that people can view it for themselves. That's all me really want to do today. Then I'm going to open up the floor to brothers and sisters, okay? And make sure that you understand what I am referring to. All right, that's the major goal that I have set for this evening's proceedings. I am going to Orlando. Okay, so to put this in context, yeah, let me provide some information about how Aristide ended up in Jamaica in the first place. All right, I'm going to provide some information about how Aristide ended up in Jamaica in the first place. And where I'm going to draw from for that is the same time that we was live last week with our good brother Uncle Keperu. My father was live on the Sister Shanice show. Yes. And because he breaks this element of the history down so well, I'm going to leave my father, Brother Leader Bandaka, to explain the thing. And then we're going to get into the video that I wanted to show you. All right, brothers and sisters, all on there. We're going taking the vibes right here now. Okay. So,
to this.
Right. So this is an explanation of how Aristide ended up in Jamaica. We're talking about 2004. Yes, 2004. Okay. Aristide, for those who are not aware, is the former president of Haiti. All right. So stay tuned. We're going to get into this vibration now.
Now listen to this. American troops actually came to Aristide's home and removed him from his home. Think about that for a moment. Removed him and his wife and others from his home. Think about that for a moment, beloved brothers and sisters. Now, they took him from his home, threatening him that if he did not leave with the American Marines, that Guy Philippe forces would kill him. And so they took him and flew him to the Central African Republic. Aristide said he had no doubt that they were going to kill him. But fortunately, beloved brothers and sisters, a man by the name of Randall Robinson, founder and president or director of an organization called Trans Africa. It was him and an American congresswoman, an African congresswoman by the name of Maxine Waters, and a Jamaican member of parliament named Sharon Hay Webster, who hired a plane, an airplane, and traveled to the Central African Republic and demanded that Aristide be handed over to them. That's how Aristide's life was saved. Aristide said he's convinced that if they didn't come to the Central African Republic, that he would have died in the Central African Republic. But listen to this. They brought him back to the Caribbean against the express wishes or presumed instructions of the Bush administration. Because George Bush had said Aristide must not come back to this hemisphere. And Randall Robinson apparently said to George Bush, whose hemisphere? And brought him back. And the Jamaican Prime Minister at the time, P.J. Patterson, welcomed him in Jamaica and gave him residence in Jamaica. But the American government now pressured the Jamaican government to say that Aristide can't stay in Jamaica. Can you imagine that?
All right. So that's what happened, brothers and sisters. Yeah. they brought Aristide to Jamaica. Yeah. They brought Aristide to Jamaica. Aristide allowed him in. And the American government kind of put pressure on the thing. Yeah. For Aristide to be removed. All right. Now, that is just context for what I'm about to play, because I've been mentioning this a number of shows, and I want to give the people them live, get me, idea of what I'm talking about. So this is a show, yes, a stage show that took place in Jamaica shortly after Aristide arrived in Jamaica. Yes, the two artists, for those who may not be aware, who are not dancehall connoisseur like myself, yeah, the two artists who you're about to see is the front teeth, gold teeth, chicken bone, inner teeth, gun gargan, badman, ninja man, alongside the king of the dancehall, the doctor, Beanie Man. All right. And they're on stage just entertaining the people. And in the middle of the performance, yeah, Ninja Man said, hold on. We have a crisis to deal with. Listen to this. Brothers and sisters, let me know if you can hear this here, because yesterday when we did that playlist, there was an issue with the sound. Let me know if you can hear this video good. Yeah, if you didn't hear Ninja Man a while ago, just give me a signal in the chat. We want to know if people can hear it. Yeah.
Take up this one when you Aristide and when one the Aristide. From here, man. I hear it. Yeah. But now when you don't try crosses. I'm here listening news. Yeah. I hear John do say. Them a country to take justice action against Jamaica. Them can't take justice action, bro.
All right. So just to explain now, yeah. Ninja Man has said, Beanie Man, we have a crisis for deal with, you know. Him say, the boy when him Aristide, we come here with him blows not crosses. Yeah? All right. And PJ Patterson allow him out of the country. And Ninja Man said, yeah, George Bush, then President of America, said him are going to take drastic action against Jamaica. This is the crisis that Ninja Man say he want to deal with.
Against Jamaica. Them can't. I hear John who says, them a country to take justice action against Jamaica. Them can't take justice action, bro. Them cannot. I'm going to tell you why. They cannot. I'm going to tell you, man, why? Why?
Now, this is Ninja Man, you know. Ninja Man say him a worry because George Bush say him a go take drastic action against Jamaica. All right.
Yeah, right. Listen carefully. Yeah, I'm listening. So we don't run like this, like them, we don't weak like Adam. We not no nuclear, we not no missile bomb. Oh, we don't go back to America. Listen carefully. Yeah, I'm listening. So we don't run like this, like them, we don't weak like Adam. We not no nuclear, we not no missile bomb. Oh, we don't go back to America.
Now, I want people to understand what has just taken place here, brothers and sisters. Here now, anybody will know dancehall and better yet know Ninja Man. You would know that Ninja Man is the original front teeth, gold teeth, gun pan teeth, bad man. Bad up anything, kill people and drink blood. Yeah, that's the man they deal with. But Ninja Man come on the bike and say, we not bad like Bin Laden. We not bad like Saddam. Yeah? We on a nuclear bomb and all them thing there. This is what Ninja Man said. All right? Because Aristide is in the country and him here, George Bush said them are going to take drastic action against Jamaica. That's what I'm going right about now. It is 2004, brothers and sisters. Yeah? So I've mentioned this a couple times. I was wanting you to be aware of what I'm talking about.
I'm telling something. Jamaica have all right to give refuge to whosoever they want to give. Well, you know, Aristide is not a Taliban. He's not a terrorist. He's a prime minister to run out of country. Even though we don't need him here.
Right. Now, you remember now, Beenie Man is trying to, steady this reasoning here. Yeah, Beenie Man said, listen, we are a sovereign nation, We have the right, yes, for bring come anybody where we want bring come round here and give them refuge in this. Because we run this. Ninja Man, front teeth, gold teeth, gun pan teeth. We run round here. But the people them in the crowd say, we don't want him round here. We don't want him round here. This is what happened. This is when I say to you, yeah, the anti-Haiti propaganda has seeped into our people, much of our people in the Caribbean. This is why we are ill prepared to defend our people when they are under attack. Yes, Beenie Man said, we have the right to give refuge to whoever we want to give refuge. And people them say, we don't want him round here. Listen to what happens.
Terrorists. He's a prime minister to run out of country. To give refuge to whosoever they want to give. Well, you know, Aristide is not a Taliban. He's not a terrorist. He's a prime minister to run out of country. Even though we don't need him here. We don't want him here.
So Beenie Man now, if I start placate the people them, we don't need him here, Furthermore, we don't want him here. It's what Beenie Man for saying.
But America cannot take drastic action on here. You know why? You know why? You know why? You know why? All Jamaican ready for defend Jamaica. I'm not going to wait for no answer here. Are you ready for defend Jamaica? Let me ask them something. Push. How would you feel if you wake up one morning and a big M16 after that?
That might be, it's definitely my top 3 Beenie Man tune. That tune they were just up a while ago. But Beenie Man now have to restore the badness, the bad man argument to the thing, because it look like the real gun panty bad man say, listen, when it comes to George Bush, we're not bad like Saddam and Bin Laden. We're not bad like them boy there, So you know what I mean? Bush, yo, you know what I mean? Bad man argument done. When Bush say we're gonna take drastic action. So Beenie Man I say, listen. Bush can't do nothing because we have the things for him ready when him come. All right? And listen to this now. For anybody who doesn't overstand the patois, yeah. Ninja Man now come and say, you alone can't go out there and fight Bush them.
Tell Bush something. Tell Bush. If him cross the bridge.
So Beenie Man is bringing the bad man argument, saying, listen, Bush can't cross the bridge around here, So now, Ninja Man has to respond now and restore the badness, the bad man argument. All right. So then basically, Ninja Man comes up with a lyric now where say, him can't make Beenie Man go out there and fight Bush by himself, so he have to join him in the badness, basically. All right. So I'm saying, yeah. Now, when you look at the dynamics of that whole vibration, you will see the fact that the real bad man was frightened because Bush said him going take drastic action against Jamaica, and then when Beenie Man attempted some kind of not necessarily a defense of Aristide, him just say, well, we can give refuge to whosoever we want to give refuge to. The people in the crowd say, we don't want him round here. Yeah. So again, I've referenced that video. I've made reference to that video a number of times. Me just did want to show on the video, so on know so me not talk foolishness. Yeah, Beanie Man and Ninja Man got into a whole lyrical argument about Aristide in a 2004 when he was brought there under the circumstances that I've just highlighted. Brothers and sisters, there were two brothers in the back chat a while ago, and I know I took a while to come to Uno, so apologies, but the floor is now open. The floor is now open. I did not have a specific topic today. This is an open conversation, and so anybody can click the link, raise any point that you want to raise. The floor is now open, brothers and sisters. If Uno can come true, Uno can come true, Uno can come true. So the brothers and or sisters who clicked the link little while ago, yeah, please feel free to do so again, and you know, we will bring you through, brothers and sisters. That was 2004, yeah. Ninja Man and Beanie Man catch up in a little. By the way, having said that, yeah, that particular performance on the two of them was an excellent performance. Right? I'd encourage anybody to go watch that, you know, because I come back to it every now and then. I love that performance. It's them two, you know, doing a little friendly clash and just entertaining the people them for just over an hour. You know, so check it out, brothers and sisters. I remember watching that soon after it was released, in fact, and being upset about the fact that them I try, you know, they might take bush argument, but more it was the people them, you know, the crowd. Yeah, and so we've heard, all right, that when brothers and sisters from Haiti have rocked up on the shores of Jamaica more recently, that many of the people them have been welcoming to them, but the government itself has not been. And so we're going to be engaging in more conversation around that in a future show, specifically on that topic. Yeah, migrants of Haiti to the country, sorry, to the Caribbean islands, sorry, I should say. All right, brothers and sisters, the link is in the chat. Now, it's sort of trouble in the world, yeah. One of the reasons why I don't have a specific topic today, brothers and sisters, is because I couldn't decide. Yeah, I couldn't decide which topic to go with, yeah, because me here say what name there? Israel bomb an Iranian consulate. Iran respond. And the world are going like say right here now, say Israel never bomb the consulate with them bomb and kill off the people them. With them kill off, you know, the consulate. It's mad to me, yeah, to watch British media at the moment. And the conversation being framed in terms of how should Israel respond, as though what Iran did was not a response. Yeah, the hypocrisy is mad. I did a show a couple months ago called The Impunity of White Power. These people operate with absolute impunity. That you can bomb literally a foreign nation, because remember, consulates, you know, are considered to be the sovereign territory of the nation that run things in the consulate. So literally, they're bombing Iran. And Iran, now, one of the things that stood out to me was that them say Israel have the most moral army in the world. Israel have the most moral army in the world. Why? Because them give plenty notice before them bomb wherever you're there. Them tell you for all about a week. Them say, yeah, you know, them broadcasts, yeah, when them go bomb and you know drop leaflet and you know what I mean, ring the alarm and all kind of different thing. All right, and then they bomb. So that's the most humane army. They go out of their way to reduce the civilian life. Iran's bombing never killed nobody. And they broadcast it for about a week. From the time when Israel bombed the consulate, we didn't know that Iran was going to respond. Yes, and it make everybody know when they were going to lick. All them kind of thing there. And nobody never did. Britain come, America come, Jordan come, and start shoot up some bomb out of the sky to reggae. Yeah, and one little building get licked down, right? And the world is going in like, say, this was an unprovoked attack. It's mad to me. What going in the world right now? I heard that Germany ban a doctor from Germany, or tried so to do, because there was some conference in Germany, in Berlin apparently, in relation to Palestine, and them lock off the conference. And when the doctor landed in Germany, them take him, them kidnap him, I'm taking go around police interrogation room and have him there for 3 hours. Yeah, and tell him say him not for speak at the conference. And even if he tries to send a video or jump on a Zoom to join the conference, them not accept him. Yes, and he will be arrested because he's broken German law. Take him passport, send him go to the airport, and say him not to come back around here. Then they banned apparently Yanis Varoufakis, yeah, the former Greek minister, minister of finance, something like that, and well-known public intellectual, yeah. Enough things are going in the world right now, kings and queens, yeah. And those two are not even the only things that I've heard about. You know what I'm saying? There's a plenty of things happening in this world. Yeah, I'll be interested to know what you all have heard. The link is in the chat. The link is in the chat, brothers and sisters. The link is in the chat. What's her name? Catherine Burble Singh. Apparently, I haven't delved deep into this case, but Catherine Burble Singh is a member of the Black Conservative Industrial Complex. Also, she's also referred to as the strictest head teacher in Britain or London or something like that. But she got had up because she didn't want to let Muslim students pray or something like that, and she got taken to court, and apparently she won the court case. Yeah, don't particularly have a dog in that race, although admittedly I haven't delved into the case since I first heard about it a couple months ago. But you know, a lot of people are seeing this as a mad victory for Britain and free speech and all kind of hearted and cold fat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, so the thing, go, brothers and sisters. There's that, and I'll come back to the other things that are on my head. I should also say that you can also post comments and or questions in the chat, brothers and sisters. Feel free to do so, as a couple of you have done. So I'm going to get to those comments right here now, and you can also click the link when you are ready. Set Imhotep says, gotkushTV, a self-correction. Trinbago is a signatory of the CCJ, contrary to what I said. Okay, I remember you saying that before. But as a first instance court, not as the final court of appeal. So what is the final court of appeal for Trinidad? What is the final court of appeal for Trinidad? So, for example, in terms of that Jamaica, just for people to understand, in terms of Jamaica, the highest court for Jamaica is the Privy Council, yeah, which is basically Britain, yeah. The High Court is Britain, okay, and so Jamaica's highest court is not under the sovereign jurisdiction of Jamaica, yes. For those who are republics in the Caribbean, the CCJ, the Caribbean, what's the other thing again? I forgot what CCJ stands for. Forgive me, brothers and sisters. Let me just... Caribbean Court of Justice. How can I forget that? Caribbean Court of Justice, brothers and sisters, yeah, is the highest court, yeah, for some of the Caribbean islands. Now, Trinidad is a republic, but what Imhotep, who is a law student, is telling us is that the CCJ is not the highest court or the court of appeal, yeah, for them people there. Coming to the comments in a second. If you want your comment read out, brothers and sisters, please at gotkushTV, yeah, please at gotkushTV. It just allows me to differentiate between, you know, the chat and sometimes even the trolling and the conversations that people want to actually have with those who are on the panel, whether it's just me or others, brothers and sisters. All right. So yeah, if you want your comment read out, please at gotkushTV, and I will definitely read it out, brothers and sisters. All right. Okay. Right, you know. Let's see. Talawase. So me and a Regin Facebook. Yeah, tell us, you forget. Say dancehall are counter-revolutionary to reggae. The context behind this comment is that me and a brethren on Facebook was having you know, a little back and forth concerning his disparaging, yes, of dance. I forget the comment that he made, you know. I forget the comment that he made. Yeah. And maybe was this in response to us? No, I'm forgetting. I'm not even gonna try to remember. But yeah, he made this comment about how dancehall is counter-revolutionary, whilst reggae music is the revolutionary force. And I was basically trying to implore the brother to be a bit more nuanced in his analysis. Yeah, in the sense of the fact that you have to look at, instead of just condemning dancehall as counter-revolutionary, you have to look at the context in which dancehall comes about and comes into being, which is the context of political violence. And so, whereas you have a lot of you might have a lot of what we might consider to be counter-revolutionary themes in dancehall, there is also much social commentary. And so I'm against analyzing cultural phenomena outside of society and cultural forces. Yes, the social order of the people. Yeah, it's not enough to just say, well, dancehall is this and it wrong and it said the wrong thing, without analyzing and looking at how and what forces come about. Yeah, or what forces does the music come about in. Okay, that seems to me. So yeah, that's a bit of a sarcastic comment there from Dr. Talawa. Let me see. Right. At gotkushTV, if you want your comment read, brothers and sisters. Once again, shouting out everybody who came through to the Hidden Truth yesterday, Nubian Tuesdays, where I was speaking on IET. Big it up to Andrew Mohammed. I may, because I think I might have access to this, I may come through I may broadcast, the presentation that I did here, just so you can check it out. Yeah, but yeah, dancehall. So when people talk about dancehall as a genre of music, you're really talking about the 80s. Yeah, you're really talking about the 80s. Some people say the first dancehall rhythm. Yeah, so that dancehall as a space existed, but the first dancehall rhythm come about in 1985. Yeah, and so you really talk about the 80s. Now, there you've got a generation or half a generation that has been raised in a context of the political violence of the 1970s and 80s. Yes, and the garrison them, and the quote unquote gangsterism that was going on in the country. Yeah, reggae music comes shortly after ska and rocksteady in the era of independence and Rastafari dominating the scene. It's two very different contexts. And even then, all of the themes that you see in a dancehall, you would find in the previous three genres of music. All right? Slap stay in a reggae music too, don't get it twisted, Ronya. Yeah? Slap stay in a rocksteady. All right? Slap stay in a ska. Yeah? And so I think it is important to analyze and understand the impact of the music and how it creates a feedback loop often of destructive forces, yes, among our people, or destructive ideas, reinforces counter-revolutionary ideas. That is a fact. Yeah, to the extent that dancehall music became a bullhorn for political violence, we have to analyze that dynamic. Yeah, let's be real. Right? We have to analyze that dynamic, but we cannot treat the music as though the music is the direct problem. We have to analyze the music in context of the culture and the society as a whole. All right. Set Imhotep say, gotkushTV, the Privy Council is still the final court of appeal in Trinbago, unfortunately. Okay. Some friggin' law lords from y'all's upper chamber, CCJ, is Caribbean Court of Justice. Yeah, I did say that before. Give thanks for the clarification, my brother. By the way, and one of the other subjects, and I'm gonna do a show on this in a little more still. We want to change up the subject them. Yeah, you know, and I know that we've been check out our show last week where we were broadcasting live from Senegal. Yeah, with our brother MC Mo and our sister Yolande Kamara. Excellent piece of show. We're gonna be coming back to Senegal soon. But I know, as it stands, because there's so much going on in the world, so much trouble in the world, brothers and sisters, that a lot of our shows have been heavily political, and we do have heavy geopolitical, because all the shows are political, really, but geopolitics in terms of global geopolitics, yeah. And we do have many other interests and many other topics that we want to tackle throughout Zivanayi. And so I'm going to be bringing a relationship conversation at some point, yeah. Looking at relationships and how we define relationships, being guided by the wisdom of Nana Amos Wilson. So do stay tuned, yeah, for that one day. I was going to do it tonight, but I decided to postpone it, you know, so I can prepare for it a little more. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, do stay tuned for that conversation there, because we want to talk about them subjects a little more. Shout out the Badass UK crew. Your time soon come. Yeah. Badass UK massive. Your time soon come. Don't worry about that. And anybody who knows what I'm talking about knows what I'm talking about. We're not gonna explain any further. Right, brothers and sisters, the link is in the chat. It's also pinned to the top. If you want to come on the panel, you can feel free to do so. If you don't and just want to ask a question or make a comment in the chat, feel free to do so. Please at gotkushTV, yeah, please at gotkushTV if you want to come through. Say if you want your comment to be read out, your comment or your question to be read out, yeah, you can ask a question, you can support something that I've said, challenge something that I've said, cost me. You know what I'm saying? It's all well and good, brothers and sisters. If you want it read out though, you have to at gotkushTV, all right? You have to at gotkushTV, yeah. Something else that I've seen going on as far as UK news. There's a conservative politician, I've forgotten his name in that, Alan something or another. I didn't see Scattered Minds in the chat. Scattered, who's the conservative MP who has been, or former cabinet member, who is in hot water now because him don't support Israel and he might lick out against Britain's support of Israel? I'm sure Scattered Minds would know the answer to that question. Let me know who that guy is. I can't remember, but yeah, this conservative MP in the UK who is in beer hot water with his own party, yeah, and supposed to be under investigation and that kind of different thing, for licking out against Israel. Then now last year I did a show on the sewage, yeah, these corporations who run the waterworks in the UK unleashing sewage into the rivers and the streams and disturbing people's enjoyment of public water spaces and all these things, brothers and sisters, yeah. And apparently there are people that are being made sick by this reality as well, yeah. And there's a whole set of court cases going on around that at the moment, but none of these water companies are being brought to book. It's a madness. There are so many things going on in the world, brothers and sisters. Things are going in Sudan. Got a show coming up on that next month. Yeah, we're going to be interviewing a brother on Sudan, hopefully next month. So do stay tuned. Yeah, we won't talk on it too much now because we're going to get into a bit more depth as to the crisis in Sudan very soon. Yeah, you've heard me speak on it before, but there is so many things going on in the world, brothers and sisters. Too much things for talk about, Ronya. Yeah, and as much as I'm so very consumed, yeah, in Haiti at the moment and dedicated to bringing you a series on that, there are so many other things going on that I want to cover. Yes, and to be quite honest with you, just so you know where my head is at, it's better to do a couple of things well, yes, than try to cover everything. Yeah, it's better to do a couple things well than try to cover everything. And so we're trying to stay focused on Senegal. We're trying to stay focused on Haiti. And you're going to hear a few more voices coming through, whereby we're going to be dealing with more and more topics, brothers and sisters, through voices that are not my own. Yeah. All right. Alan Duncan is the name of the conservative boy. Yeah. Problems for this brother, yeah. The Conservative Party. All right. Alan Duncan, give thanks to you, scattered minds. Give thanks to you, scattered minds. Why is the Wikipedia for the first empire of Haiti in the chat? I'm just wondering why that's there. Big up yourself, Anthony.
Hey, let me unmute.
No, you were unmuted before. Now you're muted.
Oh, my bad. How you doing, brother ShakaRa?
I'm good, my brother. How are you?
Oh man, I'm doing fine, man. Down there, enjoying this good weather down there.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Hey, I was thinking about the upcoming the panel, the thing that was coming up, the CARICOM thing you was talking about, and
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
and like usually it's just like here in America how we have these black town hall meetings, and they really don't talk about no real stuff. But I know one thing. At that meeting, it's gonna be some real talk because Brother Lito Amadaka gonna be there, and that sister from Jamaica. Because I've listened at her program, man. And if they try to come with that with that really talking about nothing really, that ain't gonna fly, man. Because Brother Lito Amadaka gonna talk about some real stuff.
100%. 100%. Yeah, no, the whole panel is tight. That brother though, the brother Jeffrey Haiti, is a serious brother. Yeah, he's from Haiti. He lives in Canada at the moment. But yeah, as far as a political analyst on the situation in Haiti, he's on point. So yeah, it's gonna be a serious panel, yeah, and it's an honor to be able to host it, but it's a very serious topic. Brother David Commichong, as in spite of my disagreements with him at this moment, it's a brother that I've met, yeah, well over 20 years ago, I'm sure. He's been to the UK a few times and he's very well respected, yeah. In the Pan-African community, and so on. But there are disagreements with our brother at this time. And so we're gonna address those disagreements respectfully, but dutifully. Yeah. And so thank you for coming through. Make sure you come through. I know you're gonna be there next week, Wednesday, the 24th of April, and we're gonna have a good conversation. All right?
Hey, brother ShakaRa, it was two things I want to ask you your opinion on real quick before I knock off. Okay. Yes, one thing was about, what's going on in Senegal with the brother in Senegal, Brother Faye. Okay, I'm like, I want to have that hope and everything, that, hey, this is a real thing, man, that this brother's for real. But I was just looking at it was this little it was on I think it might have been on Tuna Cheki or one of these shows on YouTube where he was saying he was making a speech like, okay, yes, we want to still be have a relationship with friends. No, we'll be friends with friends, but we wanted to be, where we receive from it. You know what I'm saying? How it's usually a one-way thing where France is the benefactor of everything, exploiting Africa and the people of Senegal. Well, he was saying we want to maintain a relationship with friends, but we don't want business as usual.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And I was wondering what you were thinking about that. And the second thing was what do you think about the French Macron them trying to buy out the brother in Niger? And he said we ain't having that. They tried to buy him out with like $100 million. He said
they tried to buy what?
Excuse me?
Repeat your last sentence. They tried to buy what? Sorry.
Okay, yeah, this the French government, the French Macron them tried to bribe the brother in Niger with like $100 million. They tried to bribe him. He turned it. He said, "No way, Jose. No, I'm not going for it, man." And I just wanted to get your views on both of those things, and I'll knock off and let somebody else talk.
No problem. Yeah. So on the first one, I'd have to listen to the speech. Yeah. To be honest, I've been off of Senegal for a few days for a couple of different reasons. Like I said, there's so many things to focus on. I need to update myself on the latest. Yeah. I think, however, there's two things there. Brother Sekou, in his presentation on this platform, made mention of the fact that the president seems to have toned down some of the language, since they won the election, and that was a concern, for him. He said that the Prime Minister Sonko, who is really the leader of that movement, has not, at least at that point, toned down as much of the talk that they had before. But there's some nuance to the fact that when you are in power, you use diplomacy to a certain degree, which I'm not necessarily against. All right, for somebody who's in a position of presidency, but it's about what you do after the diplomatic speech, so I would love for a president that says fire for France, and you know what I'm saying, I would love that personally, right? You know what I'm saying, I would love that. But I understand when somebody is speaking diplomatically, they may say we don't have a problem trading with France, we don't have a problem doing business with France, but the business that we do cannot be exploitative, okay? And so it would just depend on what he does after that statement that would lead me to question, to be critical or not, if that makes sense, Now, having said that, I believe that the time in which we live at the moment calls for some fireburn talk, And I think that there are people, and I think that it would be good if more of our government officials could engage in that kind of talk on that level. But whether they do or not, I think the people themselves in Senegal and we ourselves as people must continue to speak in those strong terms, because we have to make sure that our voices are heard in relation to our leaders, if that makes sense, and so the more we do that, the more it empowers them, if they are so inclined to follow that lead from us, we have to create a relationship with them whereby we are leading them, as in our politicians and presidents and prime ministers and so on and so forth, in my humble estimation. As far as Niger, I was not aware of this fact, about him turning down the attempted bribe, but that sounds like a good sign. That's what I can say, that sounds like a good sign that we understand that it has been way too easy up until now for Britain and America and France and whoever else to pay off corrupt individuals who do their bidding, and we need incorruptible people in those positions. And I hope that to the extent that the brother is true to the game, so to speak, that he also has enough protection around him so that there are not others under him in the army and in the police and elsewhere in the government who are more willing to take that bribe, and utilize the machinery of the state to against him and the movement, to the extent that the movement is sincere and just, brother, my brother. So I hope that answers your question.
Excuse me. Just one last thing, please, brother ShakaRa. See, the reason why, the reason why, like I had brought it up about a brother Faye in Senegal was like, okay, we remember a few years ago that we thought when we already know who the brother in Ghana is, Nana Akufo-Addo, we know who he is. But I'm saying it was this thing in Africa about it. Say, well, we're gonna get off of this CFA break. No, we're gonna get off of that money. We're gonna create our own monetary firm. And I was like, yeah, man, that's the right thing to do. So they came over with the Echo, with the But then I turned around, I said, okay, damn, guess who funded Echo? Who bagged up Echo? France.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so what I was trying to lead to was, okay, the brother in Senegal say, we we want a new relationship. We can still be friends and everything. We want a new relationship. And I'm just like, brother ShakaRa, I'm like, remember Dr. Khalid Muhammad say, how are you gonna be friends with a government like, the apartheid government, how they raped and boosted up and did everything to black people? You know what I'm saying? How you gonna be friends with a person who done raped, robbed, and pillaged and exploited your country for 100, 200 years? You know what I'm saying? and say, okay, now we're gonna be friends. You know, that's the problem that I have with that, brother ShakaRa.
No, I agree with you, my brother. I'm trying to be nuanced and understanding. I'd
Yeah,
much
I
prefer
respect that.
they said lightning, earthquake, and thunder, fire burn, fire burn, fire burn. I'd much prefer that. It's a cleaner message, right? You know what I'm saying? At the same time, I understand politics, yeah. So I'm trying to be patient and understanding. But the policy prior to now was what they call in French le rupture, yes. And the rupture is the separation, yeah. So we're separating from France. This was the policy of PASTEF, the political party, when they were campaigning, yes, to come into power. And so le rupture would presuppose the idea of getting rid of the CFA franc as the primary currency. As you've already said, there's been a movement all over French-speaking Africa to come out of this currency from the grassroots. And in fact, to a significant degree, Senegal was once the hub of that movement, partly because our good brother Kemi Seba, and by the way, last year I hosted Kemi Seba, we're going to be releasing the footage of that event in next month, so stay tuned for that. All right. But Kemi Seba was living in Senegal and developing a movement in Senegal. Whilst he was there, is when Macky Sall came into power, and Macky Sall deported him from the country. That he was removed from the country. Yeah. Then what happened is when Kemi Seba came here in 2019, he came here in December 2019. He left here and went to Burkina Faso. Yes. And that was the time that you're talking about in terms of this a lot of talk at that time was about the ECHO and instituting the ECHO. And the talk was whether Nigeria was going to get in the ECHO because Nigeria is the economic giant. Yeah, it's nonsense terminology. Is the economic giant in the region of West Africa. Stupidness, so to speak, right? And so then there was that all that conversation was going on, and Nigeria was on the fence about it, but a lot of the other French-speaking African nations were on it because they were getting pressure in Burkina Faso and Mali and Cote d'Ivoire and Benin from the masses, because a mass movement was developing in Congo and all these places, right, against this currency. Yeah. And so this was moving. Then now Macron at the time, yes, this is late 2019, put out a warning to the leaders of the French-speaking African nations that there's a rise of anti-French sentiment in your nations. And if you don't address the anti-French sentiment in your nation, we're going to remove, the military and certain financial arrangement where we have, we don't know. We're going to take that back. Yeah, we're not going to engage in them things there again. He basically put out a threat, right, to the leaders, say they have to deal with their anti-French sentiment in the nation. Then Kemi Seba leaves the UK, yes, and travels to Burkina Faso. He speaks to a gathering of over 500 people. I can't remember the exact numbers. And I may be being conservative. It might have been over 1,000. Yeah. But shortly after the gathering, he's arrested. Yeah. Along with a local activist in Burkina Faso and Kemi Seba's right-hand man. And put in prison for a couple of days. Yeah. I was involved in a campaign. We put up a petition, translated into French, and got people to sign it, yeah, for the release of brother Kemi Seba in Burkina Faso. Whilst Kemi Seba is in prison, whilst Kemi Seba is in jail in Burkina Faso, Emmanuel Macron takes a plane and flies to Mali and Cote d'Ivoire. Yes, these two nations. Mali, as far as the Franco-Afrique, France-Afrique, which is French-governed Africa, Cote d'Ivoire is the financial capital. Yes. Mali acts as or at least up until recently, acted as the military capital. And Senegal was at the intellectual capital, yes, of this French African bastion that they were holding on to. So he comes and he flies to Mali and Cote d'Ivoire to address anti-French sentiment. Whilst he's there, he's able to get the leaders in Mali and Cote d'Ivoire to sign an agreement that says that they are going to continue to peg their echo, yes, to the French euro. That effectively killed the echo program, because there was no way that Ghana was going to agree to that. There was no way that Nigeria was going to agree to that, because for them currency is not pegged to the euro, right? That's what took place at the time, yeah, in 2019. I remember it very, very well. Yeah, that this guy just flew, suddenly just decided to go and fly to West Africa. You know what I'm saying? And whilst the loudest voice against the CFA franc is in prison in Burkina Faso. Yeah, all these things were taking place, brothers and sisters. So yeah, it's a mad thing. But I would, so to come back to your point about Senegal, if after all of the talk and even the diplomacy, President Faye remains in the CFA franc zone, I'll be very disappointed. That would be a cause for critique as far as I'm concerned. Because having a relationship with France that is not exploitative necessitates rejecting the French currency, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah? And if you have a response to that.
Yeah, man, I think you broke it down. You broke it down good, man. No,
Yes,
you
sir.
broke it down good. Yeah. And I mean, like, I understand what you were saying, about the diplomacy, governments, I know that's the way governments work. No, I
Yeah.
mean, sometimes you have to talk to the enemy, you know what I'm saying, and deal with them. I can understand that. But it's just, I mean, you know what I'm saying, brother ShakaRa, man, we want our motherland free so bad. And then we getting our hopes up, and finally we getting our people on the continent. It's a movement, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
No, I
Yes,
mean, our
sir.
people on the continent. I mean, people everywhere, man. Right here in Louisiana, where I stay, man. We having conversations. I hold my little small meetings with some brothers. It ain't that many of us down there. Who really who into the in the Pan Africanism. But man, and we like, man, this the time, man. We got to catch it while it's hot. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't know when it's coming back around. But yeah, man. Yeah, but that's you pretty much you broke it down right, man. I can respect how you said that, man.
Thank you very much, brother.
Yeah, peace and blessings, brother, man. And tell your father I said hello, man. He's one of my big heroes. You take it easy, brother.
You too, King. You too. Give thanks, brother Anthony, for your continued support. Much appreciated. All right, brothers and sisters, that's brother Anthony over there. I believe he said Louisiana. One time he hollered at us from Grenada. You know what I'm saying? So we give thanks for brother Anthony wherever in the world. You know what I'm saying? Brothers and sisters, it's open house. Yeah, the link is in the top of the chat. The link is pinned to the top of the chat, so you can feel free to click that and or ask a question or make a comment in the chat. Please at gotkushTV. Please at gotkushTV. Please at gotkushTV. Say Imhotep says gotkushTV. I was explaining the bicolor flag. Oh, okay, I asked the question. Which is in your background for coffee. He was trolling. Okay, all right, understood. Yes, brothers and sisters, the flag that we have here is the flag of the empire, the first empire of Haiti, under Jean-Jacques Dessalines. Yeah, this is the flag that. So you could either have it without the coat of arms there, or just the red and black, or you could have this, full thing. And the flag over here says "Liberté ou la mort," "Liberté ou la mort," which means liberty or death, liberation or death, freedom or death, brothers and sisters. Yeah. And so, yeah, man, we are flying the flag, without apology. And then there are those who suggest that this was at least in part the inspiration or part of the inspiration behind the adoption of the red, black, and green. Yeah, I've never had a massive like direct verification of that, but whether it's directly or indirectly through the ancestral vibration, definitely the beginning of this process of the red, black, and green flag, you know what I'm saying, you know, was began by our ancestors in IET. We give thanks. Right, it's open house, brothers and sisters. So I didn't have a specific topic earlier. I did show a video because I've referenced it many times before in relation to Beanie Man and Ninja Man getting into an argument on stage about the presence of Jean-Bertrand Aristide in the nation of Jamaica after he was kidnapped by America in 2004. And so I did want to show that to the people them. So I want to know seminar fabricate the thing, that thing they did go on, you know what I'm saying, and how the people reacted when Beanie Man tried to put up an argument to suggest that we as Jamaican people can give refuge to whoever so we want to give refuge to. And that's how the thing go. But the kind of fear that America, inspires in our people, even the original gun gargan, front teeth, gold teeth, gun pan teeth, bad man, yeah, you know, when Bush said, listen, drastic action, and put on the bad man, Ninja Man put on bad man argument. Yeah, this is Ninja Man, you know, that just a couple years before, yeah, walked on the stage at Sting. Wait, was it that year or no? Was it 2000? I'm sure it was 2002. No, I could be wrong, you know. 2003. Was it Sting 2000? When Ninja Man got up on the stage with him gun, dressed like a cowboy, and Gay Adams, the policeman, the gun. Was it that year? Why am I forgetting the thing? There was a time, you know, that I can't forget them thing there, you know. You get me? But I know the all of the dynamics every year. Yeah, there was a time when them thing, them information, they're well cemented. You know, see it? Can't leave the brain. And make sure that my mathematics is. I was correct, you know. I was actually correct. So yeah, I haven't lost it, brothers and sisters. It was 2002. Yeah, when Ninja Man come on the stage with him gun and say him a bad man, him and you know, him a business for police. Yeah, a couple years later, Bush. Yeah, Bush. Yeah, say here I know. Drastic action and the original gun gargan. Say, listen, we're not bad like Bin Laden, you know. We're bad, but we're not bad like Bin Laden and bad like Saddam. Let me tell you something, brothers and sisters. If we want to liberate ourselves, you know, we have a better than Bin Laden and Saddam, you know. We have a better than Bin Laden and Saddam. Make you know that. Yeah, we have a better than Bin Laden and Saddam. We have a bad like Dessalines and Dedan Kimati and Adbalaya Toya and Kim Pavita. Yeah, you have a bad like them people there. You know, see it. All right. All right, brothers and sisters. True, I'm gonna get another 15 minutes. Yeah, for this rounds. Plenty shows coming up, brothers and sisters. Let me make you know again. Let the people them know what going around here. Next week, Wednesday, Ojama Day, the 24th of April, we have an extremely important conversation. Haiti and CARICOM. We speak to Ambassador David Commission, Barbados ambassador to CARICOM, who will break down CARICOM's recent policies in addressing the crisis in Haiti. Then, we engage in-depth analysis with a panel of experts, including Jafrik Haiti, Kabu Ma'at Keru, Brother Leader Bandaka. Is CARICOM doing right by the people of Haiti? Should America, Canada, France, and the UN even be at the table? Is there a better solution? All this and more explored live on gotkushTV. Yes, indeed, brothers and sisters. Next week, Wednesday, we have this particular show. And then on Sunday, we are hosting our dear mama, Esley Danto. The 28th of April, we have Esley Danto live and direct here on gotkushTV, brothers and sisters. You don't want to miss this particular show. Some of the best analysis that you're going to get on Haiti, you're going to get it from Mama Esley Danto. And we're going to get deep into the forces who are and have been controlling Haiti. Yeah. In that particular show, brothers and sisters. And so do not miss that one there. Want to let you know about the 1st of May also. Want to let you know about the 1st of May. We have Elder Cecil Gutsmore coming through to address the subject of race in the hands of white power since the Holocaust. Race in the hands of white power since the Holocaust. More information on that to come soon, brothers and sisters. Set Imhotep says... Where's the comment going? What news from the West African bloc on Confederation, if any? None that I've heard. No updates that I've heard, apart from the existence of the Sahel Alliance, yeah, which is, you know, has been alluded to that will be a precursor to some kind of confederation and or union government. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, none as far as I'm made to understand as yet. But you know, that'll be a long and difficult process, I'm sure. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of hurdles to get over where that is concerned. And I'm hearing some talk about trying to reinstitute the Mali Empire. You know what I mean? And that kind of different thing, which, you know, wouldn't necessarily be a negative thing, brothers and sisters. So yeah, but I don't know of any new updates, particularly on that front. All right. So yeah, you know, it's an ongoing one, and we'll see how we get there. And another piece of news, so much things are going on in the world, which I was interested to know about, and I've got to research a little more, is the fact that in Zimbabwe, apparently they developed a new currency that is pegged to gold. Yeah. That is pegged to gold. All right. In Zimbabwe. Now, I can't speak too much on this because I have not looked into the story. Okay. But I have been highly critical of President Mnangagwa since he's been in office, because he spent a lot of time, basically sucking up to white farmers in Zimbabwe. All right. But I'd be interested to pay attention to and learn about this pegging of the currency to gold and what that means in terms of the economy of Zimbabwe. It's an interesting move. Yeah. I don't have a position on it at the moment. I'm just saying I need to research it a little more and come to it in a piece, brothers and sisters. Yeah. Give me 2 seconds. Just need to deal with something in the back end right here now, the backstage right here now.
Why are we all of a sudden having crisis in identity? At the very moment, we also talked about what? Afrocentrism and African what? Centeredness. So right at this moment, when we are beginning to coalesce and to develop a concept of African identity and Afrocentrism, we are all now suddenly in a what? Identity crisis. Is the identity crisis really there, or is what going on an attempt to do what? Create an identity crisis? Because these people are well aware of what a full and wholesome identity will do to them. And they are aware that an African-centered identity represents the end of white power and of white oppression.
Yes, brothers and sisters, sorry about that. It's had to do with something little while ago. All right. So yeah, we're back. So yeah, I was saying that I'm trying to look into this this thing about pegging the Zimbabwe currency to gold. Yeah. And so there are many people that suggest this as a way of you know, kind of offloading the shackles of the global monetary system that is basically pegged to the dollar. Yeah, which means that basically the global economy is beholden to America, essentially. Yeah, and there's pros and cons to that. There are many people that find that to be a you know, a reasonable condition to be in, based upon the cons, yeah, that could come with them having to manage their own currency in a certain way, or or trade in their own currency in a certain kind of way. But yeah, that is another subject for another time, brothers and sisters. The link is in the chat. The link is in the chat. The link is in the chat. And you know what I forgot to do? Sorry, I'm saying the link is in the chat so you can come through if you want to, brothers and sisters. And I'll receive anybody coming in the next 15 minutes. If not, we will conclude for this evening and prepare for our shows coming in. Oh, you know, I forgot to say, brothers and sisters, tomorrow, yeah, tomorrow, earlier this year, I did a part 1 of my Amos Wilson tribute, and it's taken a while to do part 2, but it's done. And so we are going to be releasing that tomorrow. Basically, every now and then, we're just going to delve into a chapter or 2 of a text from one of our great luminaries, or any text from anybody with information and analysis that is relevant to African people. Yeah. And so we were reading from the book Blueprint for Black Power by Nana Amos Wilson. And we released the first half of that, the first part of that, on his birthday in February, brothers and sisters. Yeah. But the next installment of it is going to be released tomorrow. Okay, so we're reading from the chapter the social and cultural origins of power, part 2, and Nana Amos Wilson extended read. I'm just going to be reading through and explaining, you know, or interpreting some of what Nana Amos Wilson is saying. A particularly important topic, because there is so much. This comes back to what Elder Cecil Gutsmore is going to be discussing with us on the 1st of May. But there is so much in our environment that is designed, yes, to deter us from seeing shared mutual organization and relationship to each other as a people. All right, to kind of just neutralize our in-group self-interest and neutralize, therefore, our organizational capacity as a group of people. Okay, and so that chapter by Nana Amos Wilson deals with the social and cultural origins of power, which necessitates, yeah, in-group interest, all right, or provides the foundation for it. So one of the things that I forgot to do, by the way, if you want to make a comment and you want it read out, please at gotkushTV. Yeah, shout out to Melanated Goddess in the chat. If you want to make a comment, yeah, please at gotkushTV. So one of the things I'm going to start doing, brothers and sisters, is reading from the philosophy and opinions of Marcus Garvey, yeah, at the beginning of the show. Okay, you know, any quotation that you know, triggers my interest. We're just going to start off the show with a word sound from the master organizer and the supreme visionary. And this is one that I had to learn as a child. He says, chance has never yet satisfied the hope of a suffering people. Action, self-reliance, the vision of self and the future have been the only means by which the oppressed have seen and realized the light of their own freedom. Once again, chance, yeah, we don't leave nothing to chance. Chance has never yet satisfied the hope of a suffering people. Action, self-reliance, the vision of self and the future have been the only means by which the oppressed have seen and realized the light of their own freedom. Yeah, so this we don't gamble with our freedom, yeah, and we don't leave it to chance. All right, we go into action, we pursue self-reliance, we have a vision of ourselves, and we have a vision for the future. And these are the only means by which the oppressed have seen and realized the light of their own freedom, such as the wisdom of the most honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, hail to the power of the word. You know what I mean? You don't know kings and queens. That we said. All right, brothers and sisters. Yeah, we're soon going to wrap up the show. You know what I'm saying? It's been a relaxed one today. Like I said, I didn't actually have a topic to get into today, specifically myself. Just wanted to see what brothers and sisters had to say. Please at gotkushTV, if you want your comment to be read out. A brother or a sister called K came through earlier and it happened to drop off. Yeah. So brother or sister K, feel free to come back through if you would like to. Yeah. And apologies for keeping you waiting. I was getting through my introduction before bringing on brothers and sisters onto the panel. For those who are just coming through earlier, I was showing a video of Ninja Man and Beanie Man on stage at a stage show in Jamaica shortly after former Haiti President Jean-Bertrand Aristide arrived in the island in 2004, and how they got into a debate about it, and how the people reacted to that as well, brothers and sisters. So we were getting into that, you know what I'm saying? Bigging up Yao in the building, bigging up Lead Clinton in the building. Respect. Good to have you with us this evening. The link is pinned to the top of the chat. And we're just having an open conversation. I'm answering questions from the chat and receiving anybody who wants to come through, brothers and sisters. And, you know, just detailing some of the things that I've, you know, come across my purview recently in terms of so much trouble in the world. Yes, indeed, brothers and sisters. Beer thing I go on, yeah? Beer thing I go on in the world. All right. So yeah, we're gonna wrap up in about 10 minutes. Should nobody come through, and 3 to 4 minutes, like you don't like to come through 5 minutes before I'm about to done, and then have me on until 12 o'clock in the night and all them thing there. Nah, I gotta go on today, brothers and sisters. All right, nah, I gotta go on today. Okay. Hold on. Just making sure we not miss nothing as far as comments is concerned. All right, respect, yeah, again to everybody who came through yesterday for the hidden truth, which is why there was no Zivanayi yesterday, brothers and sisters. Yeah, respect to all those who came through, because I was asked to speak and I had to honor the request of our good brother Andrew Muhammad. And the comments that I've received have been humbling in terms of the information that was able to be put forward. I also want to recommend you a series that the New York Times did called The Ransom. For brothers and sisters that want to up their knowledge of the history of Haiti and how we get to this point, there's a New York Times series called The Ransom. Yeah. That if you Google that, you'll find it, and it goes into there's not a series of articles on Haiti. And the good thing about it is that most, if not all, of the articles have an audio version, so you can listen to them. Yeah. One is about an hour long. It's relatively comprehensive, but you know, you'll get some information. Yeah, some serious information from those articles. Now, having said that, the New York Times has a lot to answer for. Yeah, the New York Times has a lot to answer for in terms of how it has depicted the people of Haiti over the years, and they never addressed that, yeah, in their series. All right, so you know, we are not uncritical of the New York Times in relation to this, but the article is informative, and one of the best things about the article is that it features some analysis of the impact, yeah, of the debt that was imposed on Haiti in 1825 and the ongoing impact of that debt on the nation of Haiti. Okay. In fact, let me while I'm on the topic, let me share a little of that information with you. All right, let me share a little of that information with you. All right, let me share a little of the information with Ono. In fact, I was going to go to one of the pieces, but I'm going to go to another one of the pieces because I think it might be better. Yeah. Okay. So there's a lot of debate about the impact of the debt, yeah, that Haiti had to pay to France, the impact of that debt, which was basically France imposing reparations on Haiti for loss of property, loss of private property. Okay, because Haiti dared to liberate itself. That is literally what took place. Yeah, there is no exaggeration in what I'm saying. Yeah, that is literally what took place. Okay. And so one of the things that this piece engages in is some analysis of the impact of that. You know what I'm saying? And so it says, making sure, yep, it can be seen. So this is a piece called The Root of Haiti's Misery, Reparations to Enslavers. Says the New York Times spent months sifting through thousands of pages of original government documents, some of them centuries old and rarely, if ever, reviewed by historians. Yeah. Now, when you see rarely, if ever, reviewed by historians, what that means is that there's not a lot of research that has been done on exactly what took place between France and Haiti, America and Haiti in particular, and the impact that this had on the nation of Haiti. Yeah, that is uncharted territory for historians to a significant degree. And so a lot of the history, yes, as it has been written, does not take key pieces of information into account. It is a fact that even though that Napoleon lost more soldiers in Haiti than he lost at the Battle of Waterloo, yes, that the history of France's war in Haiti is not taught in French schools. And the fact that France sailed to Haiti in 1825 and trained over 500 cannons on the island and threatened to bomb them into the Stone Age if they did not pay quote unquote indemnity for the loss of the property of these white people in France. Most French citizens have no idea about the fact that up until 1947, this island in Haiti was paying sometimes up to 80% of its budget out to France. Yeah. So the New York Times spent, we scoured libraries and archives in Haiti, France, and the United States to study the double debt and its effect on Haiti, financially and politically. In what leading historians say is a first, we tabulated how much money Haitians paid to the families of their former masters and to the French banks and investors who held that first loan to Haiti, not just in official government payments on the double debt, but also in interest and late fees year after year for decades. Yeah. So when they say double debt, that what that means is that the debt basically, you know, an offer was made, an offer that they couldn't refuse, and bearing in mind that there was basically a francophone, Uncle Tom in power at the time named Boye. Yeah. Their debt was agreed to, but Haiti never had enough money at the time to even pay the first installment. So in order to pay the first installment, they had to take out a loan. Yes, which meant that now there's a double debt. And the loans, they took out more than one loan, and the loans were paid back very high interest. Yeah, so sometimes you got all double, triple debt taking place with regards to the situation. Okay, so the article continues. In what leading history? Oh, I read that part already. Yeah, we found that Haitians paid about 560 million in today's dollars, but that doesn't nearly capture the true loss. If that money had simply stayed in the Haitian economy and grown at the nation's actual pace over the last 2 centuries, rather than being shipped off to France without any goods or services being provided in return, it would have added a staggering 21 billion to Haiti over time, even accounting for its notorious corruption and waste. For perspective, that's much higher than Haiti's entire economy in 2020. We shared our findings with with 15 leading economists and 15 leading economists and financial historians who study developing economies and how public debt affects their growth. All but one agreed with our 21 billion estimate, said it was squarely within the range of possibilities, or considered it conservative. Some of them thought it was that this figure of 21 billion was actually much less, than what it might have actually been. A few suggested additional ways of modeling, so that when you're dealing with economics, you're dealing with models, through which you come to certain conclusions, which mostly showed far bigger long-term losses for Haiti. The reason is simple. Had the money not been handed over to Haiti's former slaveholders, it would have been spent in the Haitian economy by the coffee farmers, laundresses, masons, and others who earned it. It would have gone to shops, school fees, or medical bills. It would have helped businesses grow or seeded new ones. Some of the money would have gone to the government, possibly even to build bridges, sewers, and water pipes. So that's just some of the information that is contained in this series. Like I said, the New York Times has a lot to answer for in terms of how it has depicted the people of Haiti over the years. But there is information there that is useful. All right. So the ransom, it's a series called The Ransom that is published by the New York Times. So if people want short reads, relatively short reads that will basically inform you on the history of Haiti, that is a good place to start. I'm just double checking if there's any further comments at gotkushTVs in the chat before I pursue the conclusion of the show. And there are not. So we're going to close the show, brothers and sisters. Thank you all for tuning in. We've had a relaxed one today. You know what I'm saying? We're going to deal with a relationship topic soon. I believe the week after next, we're going to come with some relationship topics in relation to. But there needs to be more mature conversation about black male-female dynamics on the internet, brothers and sisters. Most of the people who are discussing black male-female relationships are chatting large and copious amounts of nonsense, brothers and sisters. Yes, large and copious amounts of divisive nonsense. And so we need to have more topics and conversations on that. It's something that is a topic that I'm very passionate about, to be honest with you, particularly how we discuss each other in relation to each other in public spaces. We need to up the productive energy. And I'm saying productive because it's possible to be critical, yes, and constructive at the same time. It's possible to be critical and constructive. And beyond that, you know, brothers and sisters, some of the conversation is kept at such an immature level because social media tends to thrive off immature nonsense. And so people find that they can create whole careers off of beginning sentences like black women are, black men are, thus and so forth. Modern women are, modern men are, thus and so forth. With no sensible commentary after it, but it pops off. And the issue that I have is that we've got younger generations coming up. Yeah. I have a daughter, you know, 20 years old. Soon to be 21. And you see the impact of these things in terms of how they are shaping, yeah, their relationship dynamics among each other as younger men and women. And so it's definitely a thing that we have to get into. So yeah, I want to host more mature conversations on those topics in the space of Zivanayi. And next week or the week after next, we're going to deal with it looking at Amos Wilson. And I'm going to ask some questions, give some perspective, and invite brothers and sisters to do the same. All right. Partly because I know that our conversations recently have been heavily based upon geopolitics because a lot is going on in the world. So we're now making no apology for that, but we have to be holistic as a people, brothers and sisters. All right. And we have to make sure Melaman can find himself a good woman, you know, or two. You know what I mean, Melaman? How we know say Melaman are pre the woman them. It does it. All right. You get me? Where we I say no? Where I say no? Where we I say no? Let me make sure the people them know of the details. Once again, brothers and sisters, yeah. Highly important conversation. It's the only place I know of. Yes, it's the only place I know of that such a conversation is taking place. Yeah. So we're not hype up the thing right now for this particular show. Keep taking it easy because there's enough things happening coming up, brothers and sisters. Yeah, enough things are going on in the coming weeks as far as gotkushTV programming. Got a new show launching soon as well, actually. So do stay tuned for that. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be an enjoyable one. Yeah. But next week, Kujama Day, Wednesday, the 24th of April, we have Barbados ambassador to CARICOM coming through to explain himself. Yes, indeed, to explain himself. Oh, yeah, I mean, in relation to CARICOM's policies in IT at this moment in time. And we're going to be interrogating CARICOM's policies. And then, following our conversation with Brother Ambassador David Commission, we will host a panel featuring Jafrik Aiti, a son of the soil of Haiti, Sister Kabuma Atkeru of the Africa Forum, RAFM Jamaica, and Brother Leader Mbandaka. Brothers and sisters, you don't want to miss this particular show. As I said at the beginning of the show, particularly brothers and sisters who are in the region of the Caribbean and the Americas, please, yeah, I encourage you to share the information regarding that show far and wide, brothers and sisters, because we want to make sure that our people are well informed about what is happening in Haiti and that we are influencing the minds of our people to be able to stand with Haiti. One of the things that is evident in what I played earlier in terms of Beanie Man and Ninja Man is the extent to which America is able to get our people on side. And when all else fails, they will use fear-mongering. They will fear-monger to the point whereby the masses of our people legitimize their power over us and dance to their tune. Yeah. And unfortunately, we have too many people among us who are willing to accede to the dictates of America in terms of the Caribbean and the Americas in general being, quote unquote, America's backyard. Yes? Some of us are willing participants in that illusion that we are little more than serfs in America's backyard. And our people need to understand that our ancestors in Haiti set a precedent for us in terms of what it means to be and work towards freedom and liberation. That there is no nation in the Western Hemisphere that was built on a more just foundation than the nation of Haiti. Whilst we buy into the myth of American exceptionalism, we must remember that there is no nation in the Western Hemisphere that was built on a more just foundation than Haiti. That the model for building a nation based upon the principles of freedom and justice was set by Haiti better than it was set by any other nation in the Western Hemisphere, brothers and sisters. And so we need to understand what has happened from that time until now. So I'm impassioned by the need for our people in the Caribbean, throughout the Americas, to understand and stand with Haiti. Sunday, Monday, the 28th of April, we have Mama Ezili Danto coming through. May I tell you no? Say, oh, no, Mr. One there, neither. And then on the 1st of May, we have Elder Cecil Gotsmore, brothers and sisters. You do not want to miss. And with that, I say to thee, give thanks for tuning in. Tune in tomorrow for the social and cultural origins of power, part 2. And I will see you again next week, brothers and sisters, for another episode of Zivanayi. Also, Ghana, Democracy Under Fire, and Haiti and CARICOM, brothers and sisters. We're going in and we're not begging a friend. Tenda Mwari, we thankful unto the Mother, Father, creative life force of the universe. Kozai Mudzimu Makulu. We give praises unto our great ancestors. Abibi Tumi, Abibi Fahodi, African power and African liberation for all African people. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe.
The real reason for all of this hostility is because some perceive that what is happening in Grenada can lead to a new socio-economic and political path of development. They give all kinds of reasons and excuses, some of them credible, some utter rubbish. There's an interesting one that we saw very recently in a secret report of the State Department. I want to tell you about that one, so you can reflect on that one. That secret report made this point, that Grenada is different to Cuba and Nicaragua. And the Grenada Revolution is in one sense even worse, I'm using their language, than the Cuban and Nicaraguan revolutions, because the people of Grenada and the leadership of Grenada speaks English and therefore can communicate directly to the people of the United States. I can see from your applause, sisters and brothers, that you agree with the report. But I want to tell you what that same report also said, and said that also made us very dangerous. And that is that the people of Grenada and the leadership of Grenada are predominantly black. They said that 95% of our population is black, and they had a correct statistic. And if we have 95% of predominantly African origin in our country, then we can have a dangerous appeal to 30 million black people in the United States. Now, that aspect of the report clearly is one of the most sensible ones.
Fire burn them dirty king, blaze up them dirty king, fire burn them king, send him disastrous, and time he fast with us, ancestors walk with us, fire burn them king.
Every year in the month of May, we chant liberation. We gather every year in the month of May, 'cause we are one black nation. And we celebrate all our victory and prepare for each new fight. We vanquish you all down pressure, whether black, yellow, brown or white. 'Cause black struggle international in this year time, and we want liberation now. After we struggle, I go in North America, me say we want liberation now. After we struggle, I go in the Caribbean, me say we want liberation now. After we struggle, I go in Canada, me say we want liberation now. After we struggle, I go in South America, me say we want liberation now. After we struggle, I go in Europe, me say we want liberation now. After we struggle, I go in Britain, man, me say we want liberation now. After we struggle, I go in Asia, me say we want liberation now. After we struggle, I go in Australia, me say we want liberation now. And so we trot down the road and it a cause sensation. Behind the colors of the new black nation, I step into the valleys in the shadow of the wicked, just a chant liberation. Tell it to the nation, what we want to see is Africa strong and free. We sing it in a reggae song all the time. Say what is to be has got to be. Africa shall be free. Who are we? Africans. What do we want? Freedom. And we say, how do we get it? Fight. We must fight to defend the truth and defend the right. It's Africa Liberation Day. The true black spirit is here to stay. Before this power, no one life is here. Freedom come, what me? Freedom come, what me? And the white them who were standing by were watching fearful, wondering, saying, who are these people who walk so proud? Who are these people who chant so loud? Are these not they who live in darkness and to whom we have given light? Are these not the sons and daughters of the savage who we have taught to read and write? Have we not taught them our history and honor them with our culture? And brought them into our great house to serve and stand at our great table? Have we not granted them what they deserve? Well, African proverbs say that only those who can listen can learn, and who can hear go and feel. We are the sheep of Jah pasture, and now we shall inherit our land. And we are also the lion, against whom none shall stand. We are the sons and daughters of the original nation that gave to this world first knowledge of civilization. We were the victim of the white savage to whom we stretch out our hand, and not knowing they came to plunder, kill and slave our people and destroy our land. So now we step it down the road and it a cause sensation. Behind the colors of the new black nation and a one chant liberation. And we say, who are we? Africans. What do we want? Freedom. And we say, how do we get it? Fight. We must fight. We defend the truth and defend the right. This is Africa Liberation Day. A true black spirit is here to stay. Before this the power, no one life is there. Freedom come, what me? A freedom come, what me? A freedom come, what me? What me?